Welcome to the Cosmic Connection. What you're about to hear and see on this program may disturb you. Please keep an open mind, for you may find that the information disseminated on the Cosmic Connection different from anything in your past experience. The views and opinions on the Cosmic Connection are not necessarily those of the organization broadcasting this program. Neither are they the views of the government, which seeks to suppress the investigation of the subject of unidentified flying objects. These are not the opinions of hucksters and charlatans who co-opt the importance of this message by their vain attempts to rip off the public through fear and misinformation. The term which best describes this program is from the Latin fiat lux, which means let there be light.
This is Toronto International Airport, information Delta. Toronto weather 6,000 scattered, 14,000 scattered, visibility 25 miles. Temperature 62.12. Wind is calm. Toronto altimeter 29.990. Gas approach is ILS 23 left. Landing runway for VFR aircraft 23 right. Departure runway 23 right. For aircraft flying VFR in the Toronto area, approach vector is 23. Inform ATC on initial contact. You received information Delta.
Aircraft said they were in intersection that would accept the intersection, say AC 337, Roger. Right turn taxiway Lima. Approximately 9,400. Burner free.
Your UFO connection for the Pacific Northwest, live on Channel 11, the CAN network. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. February 26, 1995. Our telephone numbers for the live call-in Cosmic Connection are 667-7434. We will take your live calls, talk about the interesting phenomenon of UFOs. First of all, I'd like to thank the gentlemen and ladies out at the La Costa Mexican Restaurant. That is at 7425 Southwest Barber Boulevard. Roberto Aguilera and Alex Gonzalez. We thank them very much for the fine Mexican cuisine that they have provided us for us today. Also, my friend Tim Herman on Infotainment Tonight will be having a very interesting program tomorrow night, February 27th. Tune in, hosted by Timothy Herman for Infotainment Tonight. Monday, 27th of February, a slideshow given by Mark Miller. It is about drug technology and how to make responsible decisions. Briefly, 1, understanding technology, knowing what it is. 2, appreciate the hazards involved. 3, know you're in a position to make responsible choices concerning drug technology. So to see this informative slideshow given by Mark Miller, tune in, Infotainment, tomorrow night, hosted by Timothy Herman. That is, tomorrow evening, Monday, 27th, February 1995, on the CAN network, Channel 11. Upcoming shows, ladies and gentlemen. Our season, we're going to let you know now. We've always been on at 6 o'clock for the past 2 seasons. We're going to be changing that. Starting April 8th, 1995, we will be on Saturday nights. For those of you in the Gresham area, Channel 21 live at 7 p.m. They will be repeated on Friday nights, every other Friday night after April 21st. Those of you outside of the Gresham area will be able to see the Cosmic Connection for its spring schedule on Channel 11 at 11 p.m. So for those of you who will not be able to be with us for the spring schedule, on the live Channel 21 at 7 p.m., you will be able to see those in repeats on the Channel 11 CAN network at 11 p.m. Jay is not here today, so my friend Dennis and I will take care of your calls. Our spring schedule we just went through. Dennis, before we get to you, Dennis, I've been reminded the second original Seattle Whole Life Expo, March 17th through the 19th at the Seattle Center Mercer Forum and Exhibition Hall, featuring Bud Hopkins, Colin Andrews, who is a writer and investigator of the crop circles, noted psychic Sean Morton, abductee Travis Walton, author and writer Robert Dean, author, writer, and speaker Richard Boylan, Zachariah Sitchin, William Bramley, Dannon Brinkley, Fred Bell, Richard Sauter, and Fred Allen Wolf will be the speakers. That's the second original Seattle Whole Life Expo, March 17th through the 19th, Seattle Center, Mercer Forum, and Exhibition Hall. Dennis, welcome, my friend.
Greetings.
Dennis, you were telling me just before we went on the air about sightings that I'm sure the folks out there viewed last night. Something extraordinary was shown.
Yeah, some new footage from Mexico City taken in 1993 during the day. They continue to have sightings down that area.
Yeah, Mexico City. Mexico City?
Yeah.
Oh, I was under the impression. Okay, I was thinking somehow I had New Mexico. So Mexico City. That's very informative. Roberto was just asking me about that. What was going on in Mexico City? Any type of craft that we've seen before?
Same craft as seen before. The silvery round discs.
They don't have the triangular-shaped models down there, I guess, yet. Our telephone numbers, ladies and gentlemen, 667-7434. If you've caught past shows, we have had a guest on by the name of Peter Davenport. Very informative. Gentleman has a UFO reporting center up there in Seattle, Washington. That's the UFO Reporting Center. He will be having a program, a call-in at the Seattle Center, where you may go and see these people. At it will be Peter Davenport. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. Peter Davenport, Jay Widener, Marilyn Childs, Michael Strenick, and Laurel Lee. This will be a panel discussion, and that will be 1 p.m. March 5th, 1995. Mr. Davenport also reminded me to tell you that the UFO Reporting Center has expanded with updates. He will be there are solid UFO reports for the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest, and he will be relaying his information on the Laurel Lee Show. The Laurel Lee Show airs on AM KEX Radio 750. So that's the Laurel Lee Show with Peter Davenport sort of doing a follow-up of information, dealing with the reports that he receives. And he was kind enough to send me various papers and documents dealing with the past 6 months that have been reported to the UFO Reporting Center. He's been manning the telephones up there in Seattle, Washington for the past 6 months. We have reported sightings from all over the United States. Dennis, let's take a call. Hi, welcome to the Cosmic Connection. You're on.
Hi, Cosmos.
Hello.
I'm a chronic channel surfer, and when the snow happened, I was here one morning looking around, and I happened on a Gumby cartoon where he and his friends are going down the street, and they see a UFO. And then they show you all the classic abductions. They take Gumby up into the ship, they put him on a table, they bring a thing down and go over him, and Gumby goes, "Hey guys, why are you doing this?" And they tell Gumby that, well, we need your genetic makeup to help our civilization get by. And then they beam him back to his car, and Gumby goes on his way. But this is what they're telling the kids, that it's cool to be abducted.
I've seen that cartoon. I've often wondered if they mutilated Pokey.
Yes, I wondered the same thing. Did he, still have his tail? All that stuff. But I'm going, wow, I can't believe what they're showing kids.
Sure. What's your name, caller?
Oh, I'm Diane. I've called before.
Hello, Diana. You've called before?
Yeah.
Well, great. Now, this Gumby cartoon, are they doing new Gumbies, or is this one of the old ones from the 60s?
This has to be new. I mean, it was incredible. It
Sure.
was the classic UFO thing, the little gray guys.
Really?
Yeah, they beamed him up, put him on a table,
Yeah.
everything.
Strapped him down, and he's just acting like, oh, man, this is fun.
Really?
And the impression they gave you at the end of it was that, wasn't that fun? Gumby got to go in the UFO.
Where are you calling from? Are you going to be able to be with us live in the Gresham area?
Oh, yeah, always. You're the only thing I watch, and I don't channel surf.
Excuse me?
You're the only thing I watch, and I don't channel surf. But if I hadn't have been channel surfing, I don't watch Nick,
Sure.
But there it was, Gumby getting abducted.
But what I'm saying is, are you living in the Gresham area?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you'll be with us on Channel 21, April 8th at 7 p.m.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Excellent.
Saturday nights now, huh?
Yes. Well, that'll be coming up April 8th. We have one more show to do, and that'll be March 12th, right here at the same time, same channel.
Okay.
All right?
We'll be there.
We thank you for the Gumby report, Diana.
Oh, sure.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah, I was pretty astonished when I first saw that cartoon. That was pretty unbelievable.
I haven't had a chance to see that. We do have some. Go ahead.
It was The only other thing I've seen is blatant as that is when Star Trek The Next Generation, members of their crew got abducted.
I did see that. I did see it. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to show you right now is a drawing from Honolulu, Hawaii. If we can see that triangle-shaped craft, it looks like it's washing out in the lights. Sorry about that. Okay, sure. How's that? Is that working pretty good there? This is live television, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Director, sir. All right, let's take a call there, ladies and gentlemen, at 667-7434. I want to show you this triangle-shaped object that was seen, that was sent to me by Peter Davenport from the UFO Center, and we'll get back to that. Hi, welcome to the Cosmic Connection.
Hi, Cosmos.
Hi.
Yeah, I was curious.
Your name, please.
Pardon me?
Your name?
I'm Jeff.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thank you. I was interested in your opinion about aliens and their part in evolution with as far as the missing link is concerned.
It has been relayed by Robert Lazar and other information gatherers on the subject. One, I believe if these guys are, so to speak, with us, have been tampering with us, the documents that Bob Lazar allegedly says that he saw say that there are 65 genetic changes to what we have now, that the aliens are responsible for this, that the aliens are not friendly. They seem to be, supposedly there's an experiment going on, and we are it. That's some pretty chilling information.
Yeah. Have you heard anything about, millions of years ago, as far as them mating with Sasquatch-type creatures and making us?
That's an interesting theory. No, I haven't touched that very much.
So you haven't heard much about that?
Well, what do you know about this? Where did you hear this?
I've read a few things about it. I can't recall the exact book, but
sure.
I've heard things that the aliens, mated with Bigfoot.
Sure.
And and we became, and that's
so
the missing
bizarre.
link.
I mean, like this whole subject isn't bizarre, but I mean, just the black helicopters, what have you, the men in black, the aliens, the reptoids, it just goes on and on.
Some of the best information on the genetic altering of our species, or the missing link as he refers to it, is dealt with in Zecharia Sitchin's work pretty effectively, who's compiled all the ancient texts, ancient religious texts which speak to this subject. Sumerian, a lot of different ancient cultures which all speak pretty much to the same story of us being, our genetic evolution being interfered with by beings from another world, or gods as they were referred to.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I'm just listening.
Have you been listening to any of the Art Bell programs?
Actually, this is the first time I've seen your show.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Art Bell?
No, I'm not.
Well, if you have an AM radio, you can tune in to Art Bell on 1190 AM. Call letters?
KEX.
KEX, I'm
Okay.
sorry. That 750 AM radio station was KXL. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That was KXL 750 for the Laura Lee Report, 750 AM. Sorry about that, KXL and KEX. KEX 1190 AM at 7 o'clock, right after this program, you will be listening to Art Bell's Dreamland if there is not a Blazer game on. If there's a Blazer game on, probably come on at 12 midnight tonight. Art Bell has a program known as Dreamland, which has been on for almost a year now, which deals specifically with ghosts and the UFO phenomenon. He's had such interesting guests as Don Schmidt, Kevin Randall. He just recently had a guest on Randolph Winters dealing with the Billy Meyer case. New photos have surfaced about Billy Myers. So if you want to tune into that, 1190 KEX AM radio at 7 o'clock, there will be some more interesting information. And also, Linda Moulton Howell, who has been a guest on this program, usually 99% of the time starts off the program with reports of what's going on around the United States and the world. All right?
Great, thank you.
You're welcome, Jeff. All right, let's get back to this UFO report that I have received from Mr. Davenport up there in Seattle. And this is a report of unidentified flying sighting, January 14th, 1995. Our friend blank and his wife blank were at Makupo, sorry about that, Hawaii Point, on Oahu, Hawaii, on January 7th, 1995, 0500 hours, they were fishing. He stated that he heard a very loud noise as if from two large trucks. He stated he looked up, and this is what he observed, that triangle photograph that I showed you. He stated the size, it was the size of a living room, average size, large room. He stated he could not see into the windows. He stated that it hovered in the air for half an hour and that it did move, but slowly. When it moved, the bluing red light alternated with a green blinking light. He stated that he watched it in the sky for half an hour. It hovered above or near him for a few minutes, then moved slowly away and stopped over Diamond Head, the extinct volcano, and hovered for about 5 minutes, then moved slowly westward along the coast and then out of sight. Either it was a visit from the extraterrestrials or it was something that the government/military has designed and tests out in the area at the wee hours of the AM. So that few sightings will occur. If the latter be the case, the government should let the public know, and I would like to know, and that's signed Aloha Maukai, or sorry about that, Hawaii. I'm not fluent on the Hawaiian speaking there. And that is Honolulu, Hawaii. And that sighting was January 7th, and this was submitted to the UFO National Reporting Center with Peter Davenport, July 14th, 1995.
I'd like to mention for Jeff, probably the best book. Zechariah Sitchin has a total of 6 books out. Probably the best one for him to start with would be The Wars of Gods and Men, which is his 3rd book. And that'd be the best place for him to start since he's interested in that type of information.
Sure. And what does that book deal with?
That deals with the what we were just speaking about, the ancient contact of extraterrestrials interfering with man's
genetic DNA.
Well, yeah.
And
the missing link,
sure.
Our evolution, either altering or upgrading our evolution.
And one more time, the name of the book?
The Wars of Gods and Men by Zechariah Sitchin.
All right. All right. Let's see here. We're going to run of. There it is, right there. We have a video. Is that some of the video that we've shown before? Or is some of this new video?
Some of this is new video that hasn't been shown before. This is Area 51 footage down in Nevada, and any skeptics that wanted to see for themselves if UFOs are real or not could very easily take a drive down there and see them for themselves, as you and I have.
Sure. They also have asked us about government documentation. If you want to send a letter, a self-addressed stamped envelope, ladies and gentlemen, preferably a big one with enough postage to get it back to you, well, we are flashing our Cosmic Connection address periodically through the program to our post office box, 86186 Portland, Oregon. Or if you would like to order any of the tapes that we have of back programs that we have dealt with on the Cosmic Connection, we have some 32 programs. Some of the guests that we've had are Don Schmidt and Kevin Randall, Linda Moulton Howell, Peter Davenport, and Michael Lindemann. Michael Lindemann right now has a program that they have been setting up, if I can find it here among all this mess.
Yeah, they were just showing a collection of some of the previous Cosmic Connection tapes, and it's interesting that a lot of the questions that come up, even in the past few shows, have been dealt with extensively in previous Cosmic Connection show. We've tackled some of the biggest subjects and covered them extensively.
Absolutely right. Ladies and gentlemen, the Institute for the Study of Contact with Non-Human Intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, write this telephone number down. That's 1-800-414-7264. When you dial that number, you will be receiving, it's an automated phone system. What you will want to receive is a a magazine that they have been kind enough to send everyone from this institute. This is headed by Michael Lindemann and friends. I believe it's right there at my feet, dealing with some of the books and the videotapes dealing with this abduction UFO phenomenon. Let's take a, go ahead.
You mentioned a minute ago some of the viewers are interested in Freedom of Information Act documents. There's two ways to get a hold of those. If you have a computer, you can get direct access to those documents. Actually, not all the documents. There's over 10,000 pages of documents received, most of them blanked out, but the most interesting 600 out of the 10,000 have been put together in a collection, and you can get those immediately off computer, or by mail. You can pay the cost of the Xerox. You can get a copy of the best 600s. And out of those 600, there's actually about 5 documents that are pretty astonishing. Whoever released those documents must have lost their job, because they're pretty hair-raising when you read them.
I was distracted. Where are these documents? Oh, from the ISCNI?
Some of them are from the CIA, some of them are from the FBI, and some of them are from the NSA.
And those documents can be gotten where?
If anybody would like to write or call us or get a hold of us on the BBS.
Oh, our BBS number, of course.
We can direct them how to get a hold of those documents if they're interesting.
Why don't we give that
if
number
they're
out
interested.
now?
So the BBS number is 771-9008. And I think didn't you bring one of the documents today, like the Twining memo?
Yes, I did. I brought, yes, I did, General Nathan Twining. And I have it right here. You think I should read this to him, huh?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what your typical, there's nothing typical about our BBS. Ladies and gentlemen, since we've been giving out our BBS number, I've noticed some 25, 30 people online with us. Is that correct?
Oh, I'd say it's closer to 150.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a, this is the General Nathan Twining document, Freedom of Information Act document filed, subject 1947 General Twining letter, 23rd September 1947, as requested by Air Command. There is present, this is a United States Air Force document, ladies and gentlemen, from a general in 1947. As requested by Air Command, there is presented below the considered opinion of this command concerning the so-called, quote, flying discs. This opinion is based on interrogation report data furnished by Air Command /AS2 and primarily studied by personnel of T2 and Aircraft Laboratory, Engineering Division T3. This opinion was arrived at in a conference between personnel from the Air Institute of Technology, Intelligence, T2, Office Chief of Engineering Division, and the Aircraft, Power Plant, and Propeller Laboratories of Engineering Division T3. 2, it is the opinion that the phenomenon reported is something real and not visionary or fictitious. There are objects, probably approximately the shape of a disc, of such appreciable size as to appear to be as large as man-made aircraft. There is the possibility that some of the incidents may be caused by natural phenomenon such as meteors. The reported operating characteristics such as extreme rates of climb, maneuverability, particularly in roll and action, which must be considered evasive when sighted or contacted by friendly aircraft and radar, led belief to the possibility that some of the objects are controlled either manually, automatically, or remotely. The apparent common description of the objects is as follows: metallic or light reflecting surface, absence of trail except in a few instances when the object apparently was operating under high performance conditions, circular or elliptical in shape, flat on bottom and domed on top. Several reports of well-kept information flights varying from 3 to 9 objects. 5, normally known associated sound except in 3 instances, a substantial rumbling roar was noted. 6, level flight speeds, normally about 300 knots, are estimated. And there is more, but we will not continue right there. Ladies and gentlemen, 667-7434. Hi, welcome to the Cosmic Connection. Hello.
Yeah, this is Pat from Gresham.
Hello.
Yes, this is Pat from Gresham.
Hello, Pat.
And I was
Welcome to the show, Pat.
Excuse me?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Nice to finally talk to you there, Cosmo.
Thank you.
And to Dennis, too.
Excuse me?
And to Dennis, too.
Oh, greetings.
Yeah, greetings, Dennis. But yeah, my question is about the Aurora there at Area 51. And my question is, I was discussing with some people the other night, and we were thinking, you know, if somebody, you think those things are probably by remote control? Because if a human being was in there, you'd think with the gravitational forces pulling back and forth, just in the G-forces, they'd probably be ripped apart just from doing those maneuvers.
Well, I believe we're talking about two different craft from the suggestion of the maneuvers. The Aurora supposedly is a single-shot plane that takes off from the ground, allegedly out at Area 51, flies into the upper atmosphere, flies around the Earth, and may land without any side boosters or rockets to let it lift off.
Like
And
the
Sean
Blackbird.
Morton alleges that this craft goes to the moon and back and then lands.
Is that right?
Either way, it creates a sonic boom.
That's right
as it
over Santa Barbara, right.
Right, as it re-enters over California, but nobody has reported the Aurora performing any gravity-defying maneuvers. Those are different craft that that maneuver so strangely, and yes, some people have suggested that they're remote controlled because it would crush any occupant. Even still, if they were remote controlled, we don't know of any technology that can perform those maneuvers, remote controlled or not, because they are taking off on a dime, going at speeds of thousands of miles an hour and cutting corners 45 degrees and 90 degrees and even sharper.
We are talking about the triangle-shaped craft when we're talking about the Aurora, right?
No, the Aurora is, well, it's tough to say, but the artist conception drawing I've seen of the Aurora look more like the shuttle, a cross between the shuttle and an airplane.
That's very interesting. Well, do you guys think that maybe here in the future you might be able to get Art Bell as a guest?
I don't. As a matter of fact, Art Bell says he doesn't do very many interviews, and the interviews that he has are with his upcoming affiliates. I don't know if he knows about how much publication or how much advertising that we give him. He's very busy, and if he hears about it through somebody out there that tells him, that's fine. He's doing a fantastic job, and I applaud Art Bell. I've been listening to him since the very first week that he was on the air about 9 years ago.
Yeah, he's definitely good.
Yes, he is.
One other question. What number of show is this so far for you? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, it's around 31, 32. We missed 2 weeks ago dealing with the snow, but we're in the beginning of the 30s.
Okay, because I was wondering, because I've been recording you for over a year now, and I'm not sure exactly what number I'm on, but I was wondering, how do I go about getting past copies and recordings of your shows?
Okay, well, you can write a letter to the Cosmic Connection asking specifically, you find out your earliest date, and you put the date that you have, and we'll, if you want to, I ask a lot of people do send their telephone numbers in the mail, or you can call us after the program at 667-7434, and we will make arrangements for you to get a video copy of the shows that you do not have on a 2-hour, they will be 2-hour cassettes on a VCR tape. And if we could show some of the tapes here with, well, they wouldn't do any good, but we have, well, I have every copy from the Cosmic Connection, and if you look at the very first show and compare it with some that we've done, it's pretty comical.
Okay, well, I just want to let both of you guys know, and anybody else involved, and you guys are doing an excellent job there, and keep it up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pat.
Yeah, you can send them a list, and
we have a list. Yes,
a list of what the subject matter of the shows, and if he's been taping the show that long, he must have some pretty juicy video clips at home, because I know a lot of people that like to rewind and slow-mo some of the things that are seen in the background. Even though we don't get a chance to talk about it, we may be talking to a caller. There have been some pretty amazing shots in the background shown.
Such as the hyper jump out of Mexico City.
Right.
Hello, I understand we have full lines. What time we got here? Okay. Hello, welcome to the Cosmic Connection. Hi.
Hi, I had a couple of questions for you. One,
Your name, please.
Was dealing with something that I thought I heard in passing on a radio show. But
Okay, your name, please?
Pierre from Beaverton.
Hello, Pierre. Have you called before?
Yeah, I've called a couple times.
Pierre, we were just thinking about you the other day. How you doing, friend?
Great, things are good.
Welcome to the show. Welcome for finding us again.
He calls the BBS also.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's interesting. Although I guess I'm going to have to get in touch with the SysOp because I must be having a little trouble with my.
Well, the SysOp is sitting right here on my right, and we'll take care of you, Pierre. No problem.
Great.
Go ahead, Pierre.
The thing that I thought I heard in passing was that the D&M pyramid had been damaged. That Hoagland had written about on Mars, ostensibly by a meteor, and I was confused. One, I didn't know if that was true, and I was wondering if you guys had heard about it, and if it was true, I was confused on how they'd be able to tell, given...
I've asked Richard Hoagland personally specifically about that because I find that the most interesting thing of the whole Mars-Cydonia region.
What, the pyramid, or that it was damaged?
The damage to the D&M pyramid, and if you
how would they know?
Well, if you look at the caption under the picture in Richard Hoagland's Monuments of Mars, they refer to it as a, quote, explosive crater. And that is because people that are experts at determining what type of craters are impact craters and what condition the planet was in when the craters hit have deemed that to be an explosive crater because the outer edges, apparently the edges show it to be an explosive crater, as in energy coming, the edges are ripped, and even from the highest sun angle you cannot see the bottom of that crater. Not only that, you can see damage to the pyramid on that side of the pyramid where the explosive crater is. So there was either a bomb of some type or an explosion of some type either dropped on it from above or below, some sort of an explosion.
Oh, actually, this is from the original photographs. This wasn't that it was subsequently damaged after it had been detected by the original photographs?
No, these are on the original photograph.
Okay, I got you. I was confused how they were getting secondary images from it because there's been so much discussion about their inability now with the latest probe being damaged of getting any additional pictures of the face.
Let's see, we need the inside monitor a little bit turned up. If the control room could give us a little bit more of the inside monitor. I didn't catch the last part of that.
Hello?
Yeah, repeat what you just said, Pierre.
Well, no, I guess where I was confused was I had thought that it was a discussion about damage that had occurred after the original photographs, but it sounds like it was just analyses that were done on the primary photographs.
Yes, on the primary photographs, it looks like that damage was done hundreds or thousands of years ago. That's
and I'm familiar with the technology of how they discover those things, and
right, and if you look closely at that close-up of the D&M, you can actually see where there's damage to the pyramid from that explosion, where a big chip was blown off and a rubble pile down at the bottom. Yeah,
well, I'll go back to the book and take a look at it. The other question I had was that I've tried to track down some additional information on the engram machine that he just loosely alluded to in that book. And,
the N machine.
Pardon?
The N machine, right?
Exactly, and I've had some difficulty finding information, and I wondered if you guys were familiar with...
Well, I'll get in touch with this on the BBS number. You have a computer, right? All right, I'll get in touch with this, and we'll see if we can't bring some of the information your way.
Oh, great. And then one final question was that you said that for your spring schedule, for those of us that watch you on Channel 11, you were going to be on at 11 p.m., but what day was that it'll be on?
Okay, the dates, I imagine you're recording this at 11 p.m. on Channel 11 for the spring schedule, April 21st, May 5th, May 19th, June 2nd, and June 16th. And if you want to call after the program and get a list of that, or we'd be happy to send you one. And look on the BBS for the email or Media Watch on our BBS.
And by the way, the graphic is showing the Mountain BBS. We've changed the name. It's now Hangar 18, so don't be confused when you call in.
All right. Thank you very much, Pierre. We appreciate it from out there in Beaverton. Hi, welcome to the Cosmic Connection. Hello.
Hi, this is Steve from Gresham.
Steve, welcome.
Oh, thank you. I got a couple of comments for you. Well, a question. Here a couple of weeks ago, I saw a thing on, I think, Current Affair. It was an advertisement for their show. And they had some amateur footage, videotape footage of a pretty large sphere that they had trained their camera on that took off at a real rapid rate. I was wondering if you had caught that. I never got to see the actual show, but it was pretty amazing.
Probably referring to the Gulf Breeze footage. Ed Walters took that footage down on the beach during the day.
Yeah.
It's just hovering in midair, and then it just takes off from a dead stop and takes off going thousands of miles an hour, correct?
Yeah. Well, how recent was that?
That's within the last year.
Yeah. And what was the size of that sphere?
No.
Well, it's
no way to tell.
It's tough to tell because you don't know how far away it was.
No, I thought they could tell from in proximity to the people in the background on the ground on the beach.
Well, no, you can't, because it could have been a very large craft very far away, or it could have been a smaller craft closer. Without a stereo image, there's no way to judge the distance, or unless it goes behind an object which we can measure the distance from.
Uh-huh.
Like if we were to go, say, behind some clouds and we know the cloud cover for that day, we could measure it that way.
I see.
But either way, regardless whether that was a smaller craft closer or a larger craft farther away, you've got to admit the speed at which that takes off is unbelievable, because if you look at that in slow motion, frame by frame, when it first takes off, it stretches like a piece of taffy just in one frame. It's going so fast. And each frame on a VCR is a 1/16 of a second, so it was moving.
It was a very convincing piece of footage. Another question.
Keep your eyes here, and we may find that footage. I'm sure one of us has a copy of that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we do have a copy of that, so keep an eye out for this program. Go ahead.
Okay. Another comment. This has been several years ago. My wife was coming home from work, and she saw the paneled craft with orange panels that were illuminated brightly, and she was honking the horn trying to get my attention, but I was inside with the radio up, and she said as soon as she took her eyes off of it, it disappeared. You know, when she was going to come run in the house and tell me.
Was that a Portland sighting?
I'm sorry?
Was that a Portland sighting?
Well, it's Oak Grove. That's...
Well, I mean Pacific Northwest.
Yes.
How recent?
Well, it's been 20 years ago.
Sure.
That's
fine.
That's kind of a long time ago.
And she saw it as something she'll never forget, right?
Well, she's convinced.
Sure.
She's way convinced.
Sure.
But I heard a deal where maybe there was just some chosen people that they let see them. Have you ever heard anything like that?
I really
Billy Meyer.
I really discount that. Yeah, the Billy Meyer case was supposedly, you know, for his benefit only, but the majority of people that see him just happen to be in the right place at the right time and just briefly catch him. They're outside looking up for whatever reason. It's part of their job, or they're sleeping over at a friend's house or whatever, but I don't believe there's any criteria as far as people being chosen. It seems to go across class boundaries as far as who sees them. Okay.
Well, enjoy your show, and thanks
you very
a lot.
much, Steve.
Okay.
Thank you, Steve. All right, 667-7434. Welcome to the Cosmic Connection. You're next. Hello.
Well, if we're in between calls.
Sure, go ahead.
What I was going to say is I tried to press Richard Hoagland for a little more explanation.
When did you speak with him?
When he was in town about 5 years ago.
Okay, all right.
Spoke out right out here at Mount Hood, as a matter of fact. I tried to press him on the issue of the explosive crater, and if he had any more information on it. He says, well, no, it's that's about all we know is an explosive crater as far as who did it and why
Near
and
the
how.
D&M?
Near the D&M, he says we don't know who or why or how it happened. It would just be speculation at this point, so I didn't get much out of him. Richard Hoagland also does talk a lot about the N machines, and we can direct him to some of Richard Hoagland's information on people who work on the end machine and the properties behind it.
Absolutely. Do we have another caller, Mr. Director?
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to the Cosmic Connection.
Hi.
Speak up, please.
Okay.
Hi, what's your name?
Meat Hook.
Hey, Meat Hook, welcome.
I'm a personal friend of Dennis.
Right.
Hey, Dennis.
How's it going?
Hey, it's been a long time since I talked to you. Do you know who I am, Dennis?
Okay, your question?
Well, I don't recognize the voice.
Your question, Meat Hook.
My question is, I have a comment and a question.
Sure.
First comment is, I was listening to your show a couple of weeks ago, and some gal called in and wanted to know if you guys had degrees and a bunch of crap, you know.
I remember Nisi.
I know Dennis personally. I have worked for him in his other business.
Let's not touch on anything personal. It's all right. You know, Dennis. That's fine.
I just wanted to validify that.
I understand.
You guys are serious. You're not doing this for
okay.
greed.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Sure.
So that she kind of irked me, and I just wanted to stress a little point there.
Well, we were wondering if that got onto somebody's collar.
It got under mine.
All right.
Okay.
That's interesting. A lot of people are real protective of us. I've noticed if anybody gives us any sass at all, or 20 people jumping up in arms ready to defend us. But that's okay.
Absolutely.
But he does bring up a good point. I don't think it really matters whether it's a janitor or a college professor telling you about a sighting they had or trying to direct you to information. I think that's really besides the point.
Yeah. Okay. To move on to my question.
Sure.
About 3 years ago, I heard Dennis saying that Mount Hood was a hot spot for UFO activity.
About 3 years ago?
Well, about 3 years ago, I had a sighting. I was on the bridge, the Clackamas Bridge where it goes over 205, and I was headed east, and I saw, it was about 5 o'clock in the morning, so it was like crack of dawn, and I saw a tremendous red-orange glowing object above the timberline on the right side of the mountain. And I thought, oh, this must be a reflection from the sun. And then I thought, no, wait a minute. The sun comes up in the east, and the sun was not quite up yet, and it was on the other side of the mountain.
Side?
It was on the right side of the mountain.
Was this on the Washington side?
No, it was on the south side of the mountain, looking east from Clackamas.
Oh, I see.
And I watched the news later that night because I thought maybe somebody else had seen that. And all day I'm trying to figure out what is this. You know, it couldn't have been a forest fire because it was above timberline. It was in the snow. And I remember there was about 30 people. They reported there was about 30 people that had seen this. And I never heard anything anymore after that. And this thing's been bugging me for 3 years, man. Do you guys know what that was? Somebody told me it was a sun dog. Now, that's ridiculous. The sun wasn't even up. What is a sun dog? That's just a ring around the sun, kind of like a moon dog, right?
Never heard of that terminology before. I'm not an astronomer.
Well, a moon dog is like a huge ring that you see around the moon.
It's like okay. I didn't know that was the term for it, but I have seen that.
It's called it's created by crystals in the air.
Okay.
Okay. Well, somebody said it was a sun dog, but I discounted that immediately. But I'd heard Dennis say, you know, that Mount Hood was a hot spot, and I was wondering if you guys had any information on what the hell that thing was.
Well.
It was huge.
Not from 3 years ago. I certainly don't. Dennis?
Well, when it comes to the reporting of UFOs, this brings up a good point. He's the one that saw it, and it's up to him to judge how unusual it was. His friends can say, oh, it was a sunspot, this and that, but they didn't see it. It's always up to the individual observer to decide, is this a weird natural phenomenon, or is this beyond a natural weird phenomenon? And it's up for each person to decide, is this doing something that rates it being way out of the ordinary? Sure. And that's usually what convinces most people when they see something like that. When they're borderline, it's really up to you to decide, but there have been reports of red and green glowing orbs in the night that fly around.
I think every color in the rainbow. With that, Mr. Hook, we're going to take another call, and we thank you for participating on our program. Thank you. Hi, welcome to the Cosmic Connection. I understand our lines are full. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got a question.
All right, your name, please, and speak up, please.
Yeah, my name is Lee from Portland, Cosmo.
Hey, welcome to the program, Lee.
It's a good show. My question is, and I'll take my answer on the air to give somebody else a chance to call in.
No problem. Go ahead, Lee.
Are you familiar with the book called UFO Operation Trojan Horse by John Keel, K-E-E-L, And if so, what your assessment of it is?
I am not, more than likely.
John Keel, author of the Mothman Prophecies, and that's about the only work of his that I enjoy. It was an early book by him, some good investigating. Personally, in later years, I think John Keel has gone off his rocker. He's written many articles for Fate magazine trying to explain Roswell as being a Japanese balloon with what was it, a toy factory tape on it is why there was the strange purple writing. And I personally don't have much respect for Mr. Keel, because the ridiculous ideas that he puts forth on the Roswell subject just don't hold water. So I think the logic circuits in his brain have become damaged, or he's gone senile.
Well, this is embarrassing, because a friend of mine who had read quite extensively thought that was a pretty good representation on the subject.
Is that right?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been looking for the book.
Sure.
But this is kind of bizarre if that's the kind of thinking that's going on.
All right.
Okay, thanks for the help.
Hey, Lee, thank you very much. And call us after the program if we can help you with anything, or give us a ride, or contact us on our BBS if you have a computer and a modem. Thank you, Lee. Hi, welcome to the call. Go ahead, Dennis.
I'm always willing to listen to alternative explanations for the Roswell case, but any of them that have been put forth so far have just been ridiculous and don't hold water. The minute you start to look at them, these explanations quickly fall apart, including Project Mogul, which was put out by the Air Force. Even outside observers that don't look into the UFO question quickly realized that they were being fed hot air by the government with this latest Air Force report on Roswell. But it just shows you how worried they are about the Roswell case, because they've been able to sit back and laugh at the UFO scene for the last 20-some years and not be forced to respond officially on UFOs.
Well, look, just take Roswell for instance. Look how many explanations we've had from the United States Air Force. The last one being last July, I believe.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Cosmic Connection. Hello.
Yes, this is Richard from Aloha.
Richard.
Yes, I'd like to know the current status of that UFO discussion group, the Northwest UFO group. Haven't heard much about them lately.
I have spoken with the persons in charge. From what I understand, they are in limbo right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as Pacific Northwest goes, it's Dennis and I. We've been tossing around having a Cosmic Connection Friday night videos type thing, Saturday, Sunday, who knows, where we can have about 25, 30 of the viewers who are interested. We can meet at a place and on a big screen of some sort. We can show you some of the videos that we've accumulated, pass out some literature, and have an interesting discussion with our viewers. I think we'd like that. What about you?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Richard, thank you very much. And next caller, please.
Well,
welcome to the call. Go ahead.
We need to, see a sign of interest. If enough viewers would be interested in doing that and having some sort of a once-a-month meeting, let's see a show of hands, either by people calling in or writing to us and saying we'd like to have a once-a-month meeting where we can talk, see videos, maybe get some speakers out here, because we are personally connected with some of the biggest names in UFOs.
No doubt. All right, let's put it to you, Portland. How about someone out there with a restaurant large enough to hold 30, 40 people in a conference? Also, what we'd like to have is a large screen television set with VCR capability, and we can go from there. So if you want to call us at 667-7434 after the program, or get in touch with us through the BBS, or call us after the program, after this particular airing live Sunday. We are here at February 26, 1995. At 667-7434, we'd be interested in talking to you. Hi, welcome to the Cosmic Connection.
Hi, this is Liz from Southeast Portland again.
That's Lou?
Liz.
Liz, hello, Liz.
Hi.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Go ahead.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
Well, on the evening of December 9th, 1994, Two of my good friends called me up, and they were westbound on Duke Street at approximately 57th. And they were looked up, and they saw a triangular-shaped object with multicolored lights underneath. And they said that they watched it for a little while. People pulled over on the side of the street to watch this object, and it headed back towards 92nd and Duke. They called me and told me this, and they said they were going to come over and pick me up, and we're going to go chase it. I said, okay, that's cool. And as soon as I hung up, my father called me, said he was in his backyard. He lives approximately in that area. He was in the backyard smoking a cigarette, and he said the exact same object, he described it to me, had just passed over him. And all of his neighbors came out, and they watched it. And I said, okay, well, I'll be over in a little while. And my friends showed up here, and while after they got here, we saw like 4 military helicopters pass over my house going that direction. And when we got to my parents' house, they said that the military helicopters had surrounded this object and escorted it away.
Is that right?
And no one saw it after that. We went up to Mount Scott to see if we could get a view of where it might be, where they might be taking it, and we saw nothing.
Any pictures or video?
I had my camera, and unfortunately we couldn't find it. And my husband, he went out before my friends got here chasing it in the same area, and he couldn't find it either, and we both had cameras.
Sure. Well, Liz,
I wish you would have called me. That's my neighborhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you have a computer?
No, my brother does, though.
All right, well, take down our number. If he has a modem, get in touch with us, and tell Dennis that the Cosmic Connection sent you. Liz, we got to wrap it up here, and we thank you for calling, Liz. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another program. Dennis, anything?
December of '94, that's pretty recent. I do want to thank the people that call the BBS. I've been alerted to watch a couple of programs in the last 2 weeks and listen to a couple of radio programs that I would have completely missed had it not been for some viewers of the Cosmic Connection calling in the BBS and leaving a note for me, reminding me to watch or listen to a certain program, and I'd like to thank those people, and I'd like to thank the people that have uploaded files and left messages on the system, because it is turning into a huge library of information, as you well know.
Yes, it does.
And so the people of the Northwest, are creating this to be one of the finest information banks anywhere.
All right.
So thanks to you people.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, we're going to close it here. I want to thank the La Costa Mexican Restaurant, Roberto and Alex, Chef Alex Gonzalez and Roberto Aguilera out there on Southwest Boulevard. Also want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, Timothy Herman. Tune in tomorrow night, Monday, 27th of February. A slideshow given by Mark Miller that's hosted by Tim Herman tomorrow evening at 8 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, from the best I can get, on the CAN network, dealing with drug technology at 8 p.m. Channel 11. Want to also thank my friend Steve Johns out there at the Moosehead. I understand that Soul Shaker will be playing March 4th at the Moosehead. Diamond Edge, which you've seen the last 4 weeks on this program in repeats. Diamond Edge will be playing at the Moosehead March 10th, 9:30 p.m. Friday, and Saturday at the Roseland Theater, March 11th at 8 p.m. Saturday. I want to say happy birthday to Kevin, one of our cameramen that couldn't be here today, and a belated happy birthday to my mother, Helen, and happy Valentine's Day, Mom. We miss you very much, and you'll get a copy of this tape, and we'll be talking to you soon.
And
also,
if anybody else saw Liz's sighting in December in Southeast Portland, be sure and get a hold of us. And I just saw a message today about some recent stuff in Southeast Portland.
Fine. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Goodman, my friend, thank you very much. Soren, ladies and gentlemen, that's Odie, Tag, Jonah, and Soul, my friends. Soren are going to take us out of here with their video, Far Away. Porcelain God. My friends, come on up here, pal. We're going to do this real quick. Dave Cherry, a friend of ours.
Hey,
how you doing? How you doing? Come on in, bud. What do you got for me?
Good. Got some Cosmic
Porcelain God
tapes.
We got some Porcelain God tapes from Porcelain God. Concert dates, Friday night, March 17th, Moosehead Tavern. All right, they got it. Saturday, March 25th, the Egyptian Room, 37th and Division. Thank you very much, Dave. That's from Porcelain God. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want any of these Porcelain God tapes, give us a call. Write us a self-addressed stamped envelope. We'll send you some of this. It's pretty good music, ladies and gentlemen. Billy Goodman, my friend, again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. In 2 weeks, we'll see you here. Good evening. Thank you. Soren, take it away, pal.